I told you the next 10x stock opportunity is hidden in the Texas desert, where Bitcoin miners and AI supercomputers run on renewable energy. Imagine a company leveraging Bitcoin's next bull run and the AI computing boom, all while trading at just $13 per share. This isn't a prediction. It's happening right now. We're broadcasting from IREN Limited's Childress, Texas facility, a 420-acre powerhouse where financial technology and high-performance computing collide. The sound you hear? That's thousands of mining rigs humming in perfect sync, securing the Bitcoin network 24/7, generating millions in revenue while preparing to fuel the next wave of AI-driven supercomputing.
Let's be real, Bitcoin mining is evolving and the companies that adapt will dominate. While most investors focus on crypto volatility, the real opportunity is in companies pivoting into AI cloud computing like IREN Limited. This place is more than a data center. It's an energy-efficient fortress powered by 100% renewable energy with some of the lowest electricity rates in the industry. That's the secret weapon. Low energy costs mean higher profit margins, whether it's Bitcoin at $100,000 or AI firms paying top dollar for computing power. If you missed Bitcoin at $1,000, if you missed NVIDIA before the AI boom, this might be your second chance.
That's why today's episode is about more than just a stock pick. It's about understanding how Bitcoin miners are becoming AI supercomputers, why Wall Street is still asleep on this trend, and how investors who recognize the opportunity early could see massive returns. IREN isn't just another Bitcoin mining company. It's one of the few making the leap into AI, just as demand for high-performance computing is skyrocketing. With 816 NVIDIA H100 chips already secured, IREN is positioning itself to serve the AI boom just like early cloud computing companies did in the 2000s.
And while most investors are watching Bitcoin's price, they're missing what's happening behind the scenes. The companies securing the cheapest energy and the most powerful computing infrastructure will be the winners of the next bull cycle. That's what makes IREN different. Unlike many miners that are struggling with high costs, IREN has zero long-term debt and some of the lowest energy costs in the industry, giving them a massive advantage.
But here's where it gets interesting. IREN isn't just mining Bitcoin. They're building a dual revenue model. By repurposing their infrastructure for AI computing, they're setting up a second cash flow stream, reducing risk and expanding their market reach. We've seen this play before. Companies that make these early pivots in emerging tech can scale fast. This is the kind of move that separates short-term winners from long-term giants.
Exactly. We've seen this with companies like Amazon Web Services in the 2000s. They started as an e-commerce platform, but realized they could rent out their cloud infrastructure. Today, AWS is Amazon's most profitable division. That's the parallel we're looking at with IREN. They built out an energy-efficient, high-performance computing infrastructure, first for Bitcoin mining, now for AI. And the market hasn't priced that in yet.
That's why today's episode is so important. We're going to break down how IREN is positioning itself for massive upside, the key catalysts that could drive stock price growth, and most importantly, how you can profit from this shift before the rest of the market catches on.
Before we go further, make sure you subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. And for more insights, follow us on Twitter. Visit financefrontierai.com to explore grouped episodes from all our series.
If you want to find the next 10x investment, you need to spot trends before they converge. And right now, two of the biggest financial waves, Bitcoin mining and AI computing, are colliding. Every Bitcoin bull run has triggered massive gains for mining stocks. But this time, there's a new twist. Miners aren't just securing the Bitcoin network anymore. They're repurposing their infrastructure for AI cloud computing, tapping into a trillion-dollar industry while riding Bitcoin's next supply shock.
And that supply shock is happening fast. Bitcoin's 2024 halving has already slashed miner rewards from 6.25 BTC to 3.125 BTC per block. That means mining companies now get half the Bitcoin for the same work. Historically, every halving has led to an explosive price rally, and if Bitcoin follows its usual pattern, we could see $150,000, even $250,000 Bitcoin in the next bull cycle. And guess who benefits the most? The miners with the lowest cost and the most efficient infrastructure, just like IREN.
Exactly. But here's what makes this even more powerful. AI is starving for computing power. Training AI models like ChatGPT takes massive amounts of GPU resources, and companies are scrambling to secure high performance computing. That's where IREN's AI pivot comes in. They've secured 816 NVIDIA H100 chips, the same chips being used to train the next generation of artificial intelligence. Instead of just mining Bitcoin, they're renting out GPU power to AI firms, creating a second revenue stream. And that's the real opportunity here.
Most investors still think of Bitcoin miners as one-trick ponies, completely dependent on Bitcoin's price. That was true 5 years ago. But today, the best mining companies are becoming AI compute giants, selling their GPU power to the highest bidder. That's what we saw happen with cloud computing in the 2000s. Companies that built the right infrastructure early, like AWS, became market leaders. IREN is positioning itself the same way, but Wall Street hasn't caught on yet.
And that's the key. Before Wall Street wakes up, early investors get the best reward. Bitcoin is already trading near all-time highs, and with the 2028 halving on the horizon, we're entering the prime accumulation phase for mining stocks. The last time this happened, we saw companies like Marathon Digital go from $5 to $80 in under 2 years, a 16x return. If IREN follows a similar trajectory, today's price of $13 could be just the beginning.
So let's break this down. What's the upside for investors? In the short term, IREN could double within the next year if Bitcoin moves above $150,000. That's a 100% upside on price action alone. But in the long term, if they sell their AI computing business and Bitcoin reaches $250,000, IREN could be a 10x play, hitting $130 per share. That's why early positioning is critical.
And of course, with every investment, there's risk. The biggest short-term risk? Bitcoin volatility. If Bitcoin pulls back below $50,000, mining profits drop, and that could slow IREN's growth. But here's what mitigates that. IREN's AI cloud business is independent of Bitcoin. That's their hedge, and that's what makes this different from a typical miner. They have low energy costs, zero long-term debt, and 2 powerful revenue streams. That's why the risk-reward profile is so compelling.
This isn't just another crypto stock. It's a company evolving in real time, positioning itself to dominate both Bitcoin mining and AI computing. That's why in today's episode, we're going deeper, breaking down the financials, the AI pivot, and exactly how investors can profit before this stock explodes.
Every cycle, there's one stock that Wall Street sleeps on until it's too late. In 2017, it was Bitcoin miners like Riot Blockchain, which went from $2 to $80. In 2019, it was NVIDIA, exploding from $50 to over $500 as AI demand skyrocketed. And today, IREN Limited is sitting in that same position, an under-the-radar powerhouse perfectly positioned at the intersection of Bitcoin and AI. But here's what investors are missing. This isn't just a Bitcoin mining stock. This is an AI computing company disguised as a miner, trading at just $13.
And that's exactly why this opportunity is so exciting. Most mining stocks are over-leveraged and struggling with debt, but IREN is built differently. They operate at some of the lowest electricity costs in the industry, just 3 cents per kilowatt hour, giving them a massive advantage when Bitcoin prices rise. Even better, they have zero long-term debt, which means they're not at risk of collapsing if Bitcoin takes a short-term hit. That's critical in a volatile market.
IREN just shocked the market with a plus 2,746% EPS surprise. Analysts expected a loss, but instead, they delivered 9 cents per share in profit. That's not a small beat. That's a fundamental shift in the company's financial trajectory. They pulled in $119.6 million in revenue, grew Bitcoin mining profits by 129% quarter over quarter, and turned a $51 million loss into an $18.9 million profit. This is exactly what happens before a stock re-rates higher.
And that's before we even factor in the AI computing play. This is where IREN separates itself from traditional Bitcoin miners. They've secured 816 NVIDIA H100 GPUs, and they're already building out infrastructure to lease computing power to AI companies. That means while most miners rely only on Bitcoin's price, IREN is creating a second revenue stream that Wall Street hasn't priced in yet.
And here's why that's huge. AI computing demand is exploding. Companies training AI models need massive amounts of GPU power, and there simply aren't enough data centers to meet demand. That's why AI cloud startups like Core, we have hit billion-dollar valuations in just a few years. IREN is now stepping into this same market with an already built-out energy-efficient infrastructure. This is a blueprint for 10x growth.
So let's talk risk reward. What's the best case scenario and what's the downside protection? The upside is clear. If Bitcoin moves toward $150,000 in the next year, IREN's Bitcoin mining revenue could double, driving the stock toward $25 to $30 in the short term. But if their AI computing business scales successfully, we're looking at a potential $130 plus price target in the long run.
The risk? Like any Bitcoin miner, short-term volatility is always a factor. If Bitcoin drops below $50,000, miners across the board take a hit. But here's what makes IREN different. They've hedged their risk with AI cloud computing. Even in a Bitcoin bear market, AI firms will still need high-performance computing power, meaning IREN can generate revenue outside of Bitcoin mining. That's what makes this a different kind of investment.
Exactly. IREN is not just a mining company anymore. They're an AI cloud computing company with a Bitcoin advantage. That's the key distinction. And the market hasn't figured it out yet. But that window won't last forever. The smart money gets in before the pivot becomes obvious.
So let's break it down. A stock trading at $13 with a real path to $130 plus. The numbers check out, the business model is scaling, and the catalysts are lining up perfectly. But how do you actually profit from this shift? That's what we're diving into next. How to trade IREN for maximum gains, and what strategies can amplify returns in this bull run. Finding a high growth stock is one thing. Knowing how to trade it for maximum profit is another. With IREN Limited sitting at $13 per share and positioned to ride both the Bitcoin and AI megatrends, there are multiple ways to capitalize on this opportunity. Whether you're a long-term investor, swing trader, or options trader, this segment is all about how to maximize your gains.
Let's start with the simplest strategy, buying and holding. If you believe in the Bitcoin cycle repeating and in IREN's expansion into AI, this is a stock you buy now and hold until at least the next halving in 2028. Historically, Bitcoin miners have outperformed Bitcoin itself in bull runs, and we've already seen stocks like Mara and Riot surge 10x plus in past cycles. If history repeats, IREN at $13 could be worth $100 plus in the long run.
But if you want to trade around the volatility, swing trading is another strategy. Bitcoin mining stocks move fast, especially when Bitcoin rallies. IREN has already shown that it can move 30 to 50% in a matter of weeks, so buying dips around $12 to $15 and selling spikes toward $25 to $30 could be a way to compound gains while still holding a long-term position.
Earnings surprises this big don't go unnoticed for long. When a stock posts a plus 2,746% EPS beat, institutional investors take notice. Stocks that crush expectations like this often see price momentum build over the next few quarters. This is why positioning early before funds pile in is key. The smart move? Accumulating now while the stock is still under Wall Street's radar.
The key to any options play is timing and positioning. Since Bitcoin and AI trends are heating up, a 6 to 12-month time frame is ideal for this trade. If IREN moves to $40 to $50 within a year, a well-placed options trade could 5-10x your money faster than just holding the stock. But as always, risk management is key.
And that's the biggest factor. How do you manage risk? Because let's be real, Bitcoin-related stocks can be volatile. The smart move is position sizing. Don't go all in on one trade. Use a mix of stock, swing trades, and options to balance risk and reward. And always keep an eye on Bitcoin's price action. It's the main driver of mining stocks.
So let's summarize. If you're playing the long game, buying and holding IREN could be a 10x opportunity over the next few years. If you're looking for shorter-term profits, swing trading between $12 and $30 could be highly effective. And for those who want high upside leverage, options can turn a small investment into huge returns if played correctly.
Now that we've covered how to trade IREN, let's talk about bigger money-making opportunities beyond just stocks. Because while investing is one way to profit from this trend, there are ways to build businesses around AI computing, Bitcoin mining, and data infrastructure. That's what we're diving into next.
Investing in IREN is one way to profit, but what if you could build a business around the same trends driving this stock's growth? Bitcoin mining, AI computing, and data infrastructure are exploding, and there are multiple ways to create new income streams from these industries without needing millions in capital.
That's right. While most people only think about buying stocks, there are entrepreneurs out there monetizing these trends in ways that generate recurring income, not just one time gains. So let's break down the best business opportunities that tap into the same mega trends fueling IREN's growth.
First up, starting your own Bitcoin mining operation. It's easier than ever to set up a small-scale mining business using ASIC miners like the Bitmain S19 Pro. The key? Finding cheap electricity. If you can source energy below 5 cents per kilowatt hour, you can mine profitably, especially as Bitcoin prices climb. Even better? Pairing solar power with mining can cut energy costs dramatically, giving you a competitive edge over larger players.
And for those who don't want to deal with mining hardware, Bitcoin mining hosting services are another way to make money. Not everyone has access to cheap energy, but you can rent out mining space for a fee, managing miners for clients who want exposure to Bitcoin but don't want the hassle of running their own rigs. This model is already used by major firms, but smaller operations are popping up in rural areas where energy is cheap.
But here's where things get even bigger. AI compute leasing. AI training models require massive amounts of computing power, and companies like OpenAI, Google, and Microsoft are scrambling to secure high-performance GPUs. That's why companies renting out NVIDIA H100 and A100 GPUs are making serious money. Setting up a small AI compute farm and renting out GPU power on platforms like Vast.ai and Core. We could generate passive income that scales.
And for those who don't want to invest in hardware, AI trading bots and signal services are another angle. With the rise of machine learning and finance, traders are paying top dollar for AI-driven trading signals. Whether it's building a subscription-based trading service or developing an AI-powered crypto trading bot, this is a high-margin business that requires low startup capital if you already have coding experience.
Another angle? Starting a Bitcoin and AI newsletter. Every 4 years, the Bitcoin halving cycle creates a huge wave of new retail and institutional investors looking for expert insights. Charging $20 to $50 per month for a premium newsletter covering Bitcoin cycles, AI cloud computing trends, and stock opportunities like IREN can become a highly profitable recurring revenue stream. The key? Providing exclusive, high-value insights that investors won't get elsewhere.
And don't forget real estate for Bitcoin miners and AI data centers. Companies like IREN need access to low-cost land with strong energy infrastructure. Buying land near renewable energy hubs and leasing it to Bitcoin mining firms or AI compute companies could be a massive long-term cash flow business. This is how early investors in industrial real estate made fortunes during the rise of e-commerce. Now it's happening with AI and Bitcoin.
The bottom line, you don't have to just buy stocks to make money from these trends. Whether it's mining Bitcoin, renting out GPUs, launching an AI-powered trading service, or even flipping industrial real estate for data centers, the opportunities are endless. The key is getting in before the next wave of mass adoption.
And speaking of adoption, let's talk about case studies of Bitcoin miners, AI computing firms, and tech disruptors that have already gone 10x plus in value. Because if history tells us anything, the biggest money is made by getting in before the rest of the market sees what's coming.
History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And if you want to see where IREN could be heading, just look at past Bitcoin mining stocks and AI computing giants. Every time a major shift happens, early investors in the right companies see life-changing returns. And today, we're breaking down 3 companies that went 10x plus in value and how IREN could follow a similar path.
Let's start with Riot blockchain Riot. In 2020, Riot was trading at just $1.50 per share. Then Bitcoin surged, and investors realized Riot was a low-cost mining powerhouse. By 2021, the stock hit $80, a 53x return in under 2 years. Why? Because every Bitcoin cycle brings a supply shock that benefits miners with the cheapest energy and highest efficiency. That's exactly what IREN has today, a low-cost, high-efficiency operation poised to scale.
And yet, if you think that's big, let's talk about Marathon Digital, MARA. In early 2020, Mara was a penny stock, trading under $1. Less than 2 years later, it peaked at $83, delivering an 80x return. The lesson? Bitcoin miners move fast when Bitcoin enters price discovery mode. If Bitcoin follows the $250,000 trajectory, IREN at $13 could be just as explosive. But what's different this time? IREN isn't just a miner, it's an AI compute powerhouse in the making.
And that brings us to the AI boom. The best example? NVIDIA. 5 years ago, it was a graphics card company. Today, it's a $1.7 trillion AI infrastructure leader. The stock went from $50 to over $500 as AI computing demand skyrocketed. And guess what? IREN is following a similar trajectory. They've secured 816 NVIDIA H100 chips, giving them a direct stake in the AI revolution. They're already moving into AI cloud computing, and just like early cloud providers in the 2000s, this pivot could be worth billions.
If you look at past 10x stocks, they all had one thing in common: massive earnings beats before explosive growth. When Riot Blockchain posted its first majorly profitable quarter in 2020, the stock went 20x. When NVIDIA's AI revenue surprised analysts, it shot past $1 trillion valuation. Now, IREN just posted a plus 2,746% EPS beat, proving that the business is scaling faster than anyone expected. The question is, who will see it before the market catches up?
Exactly. Wall Street always underestimates companies that pivot early. In 2010, no one thought Amazon Web Services would be a trillion-dollar business. In 2015, no one saw NVIDIA as the backbone of AI. And today, most investors still don't realize that Bitcoin mining companies are becoming AI infrastructure giants. That's what makes IREN different. It's not just a Bitcoin mining stock. It's an energy-efficient AI compute company that mines Bitcoin on the side.
And that's why the risk-reward profile is so compelling. Right now, IREN is trading at $13. But if history repeats, this could be a $100 plus stock within a few years. If Bitcoin hits $150,000, IREN's mining revenue alone could double. If AI computing demand keeps growing, their cloud division could be worth billions. This isn't just a 2x or 3x play. This is a potential 10x plus wealth building opportunity.
The key is positioning before the market wakes up. The investors who bought Riot at $1.50, Mara at 75 cents, and NVIDIA at $50 made fortunes. The question now is, who will see the potential in IREN before the rest of Wall Street catches on?
That's exactly what we're going to leave you with today. The blueprint is there, the patterns are clear, and the opportunity is right in front of us. But now, let's wrap this up with key takeaways, how to take action, and what investors need to watch moving forward. If there's one thing we've learned from past Bitcoin cycles, it's that the biggest opportunities come before the market fully wakes up. Right now, IREN is trading at $13, expanding its Bitcoin mining capacity and moving into AI cloud computing, all before Wall Street has priced it in. We've seen this story before with Riot, Marathon, and NVIDIA. The investors who got in early made life-changing returns. The question is, who will see the opportunity before it becomes obvious?
And let's break it down one more time. Bitcoin's price action is the key short-term catalyst. If Bitcoin moves past $150,000, 100's mining revenue could double, pushing the stock to $25 to $30 in the next year. But the real long-term upside? IREN's AI cloud business. If their pivot to AI scales successfully, we're looking at a potential $100 plus stock within the next cycle. This is why the risk-reward profile is so compelling.
And speaking of risk, let's be clear. Bitcoin mining stocks can be volatile. If Bitcoin corrects, mining revenues drop and short-term price swings can be intense. But IREN has two critical advantages. First, they operate with some of the lowest energy costs in the industry, meaning they remain profitable even when Bitcoin's price pulls back. Second, they're building an AI revenue stream, giving them a hedge against crypto volatility. That's what separates short-term miners from long-term winners.
That's why early positioning is everything. We've covered the strategy, how to trade IREN, swing trade volatility, use options for leverage, and even build businesses around Bitcoin mining and AI cloud computing. The window of opportunity is wide open now, but it won't stay open forever. The time to move is before the market catches up.
If you want to stay ahead of these global shifts, don't just listen, take action. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and follow us on Twitter. Dive deeper with our full lineup: Asterisk Finance Frontier, AI Frontier AI, Make Money, and Mindset Frontier AI, all curated in one place at financefrontierai.com. And if you're already following us, help us grow by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It's the best way to support the show and reach more listeners like you. And don't miss out. Sign up for our newsletter to get exclusive insights, breaking financial news, and expert analysis delivered straight to your inbox.
Now for the disclaimer. The information provided in this episode is for informational purposes only. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Always conduct your own due diligence and consult with a licensed financial advisor before making decisions.
While we've highlighted opportunities like IREN Limited, this episode does not provide personalized investment advice. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and markets can change quickly.
We may hold positions in some of the companies discussed. Transparency is important, so always verify information and base your decisions on personal goals and risk tolerance.
The music in this episode is licensed under standard agreements. Special thanks to Vide Tracks for the track Crystal, provided under the YouTube Audio Library license.
This episode is copyright 2024 by Finance Frontier AI. All rights reserved. Unauthorized reproduction or distribution is strictly prohibited.
Thanks for joining us today. Stay strategic, stay focused, and take action. We'll see you next time.